everyone, it's Francesca here again. I'm so happy to be here with you again. The results of the last live interview were amazing. That's why we made possible this live interview. It's like a present of Christmas. So we have here with us a special guest, Dr. Mary McCarthy. I'm so grateful that you accept to be with us. Dr. Mary McCarthy has been, she has plenty experience, over 20 years of being an internist, and she actually can speak for herself. So let's have her here. I'm so happy that you accept to be with us today.
I'm in Barcelona, married to a Catalan, and practicing medicine here, internal medicine.
How long have you been here, doctor?
Well, basically since before the Olympics.
Oh my God, okay. So, actually, what brings you to live in Barcelona? Why you choose this beautiful city?
Well, I married a Catalan.
Oh, nice. Well, actually, you can teach me because I don't know how to speak Catalan. I understand it very well, but I don't know how to speak. So, what has your experience been like an expat doctor?
It's different, I think. But it's necessary because people want to be sick in their own language, and I have the advantage of speaking English.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, I learn English, and I think it's important. It's the most important language, I think. So, what is the hardest part for you, professional and personally, when COVID reached the first big, doctor, about COVID?
COVID limits your contact with the patients, and sometimes you really need to see the patient and have laying on of the hands. Doing it all by internet is challenging. You have to think of absolutely everything because you have no way of checking back.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, when you are with patients, actually at first stage, when we didn't know about COVID, how do you feel? I mean, what was your experience at the first stage of COVID?
You couldn't see anybody. You had to do everything by telephone or by internet.
Yeah.
And that was, as I said, it's a challenge because I think it's important to have the patient physically in front of you and to be able to examine the patient physically. Asking questions is important, but sometimes you really need to have, as I said, laying on of the hands.
And without being able to actually see the patient in like face to face, it was, I mean, like a hard time, I believe. So basically I asked, like, without seeing the patient face to face, at first it was super hard time. Because you cannot at the first stage of COVID, you didn't know if you can share the same space, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Well, let's jump to the next one. So, how can you distinguish cold flu symptoms from COVID symptoms?
That's a very good question. Because sometimes the presentation is very similar. The most important thing is to ask them if they can taste their food or if they can smell their food or any other thing. If they cannot taste anything or they have no sense of smell, then it's probably COVID.
Okay. Yeah. That's a good one. So if you have already had COVID, is taking the vaccine still necessary, doctor?
I don't think anybody knows. You could have more or less strong antibodies if you have the disease, and you don't know how long they last, and nobody really knows if the antibodies from the vaccine are going to last or how long they're going to last either. We're just going to have to wait and see what science says.
Yeah, exactly. Let's wait still. So, what is the best way for patients to reach out to you regarding urgent issues during the lockdown and peak of the pandemic?
You're talking about the immune system.
No, I'm talking like which is the best way for the patients to get to you, like to have access if they have COVID and you cannot see them.
They can always call me. I don't turn off my cell phone. Or secondly, they can write a message on WhatsApp. In case I don't answer, I'll see the message.
Yeah, that's great.
And the third way would probably be by internet, but the fastest is the phone.
Yeah.
And the second fastest is WhatsApp.
Exactly. So have you had an experience with a patient with COVID that they explain everything to you on the phone?
Yes.
And how did you manage that? They were explaining everything and you...
Well, they gave very good explanations.
Okay.
But we still didn't know if it was COVID. We thought it might just be a normal pneumonia.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we found out it was COVID when the patient recovered and had an antibody check.
Okay. So, do you find your TripMedic's patients are more at ease since you are an expat as well, doctor?
Would you repeat that, please?
How do you think they feel when you are an expat doctor as well? Like, your usual patients are local people or they are more international people?
Well, I have both Spanish and English speaking patients, but the people like to explain things in their own language, and they're also doubt if they're going to understand Spanish or Catalan. So I have an advantage of speaking English.
That's great. Yeah. So for our last question we have, what is the message you will give to everyone watching right now?
In times of COVID, the 3 W's: wash your hands, wear a mask, and watch your social distance.
Yeah, actually, I want to say this. We are in the same place, but we are in different rooms for us to be able to take off their mask. So we have this fun segment. I don't know if you know what Never Have I Ever is, doctor?
Yes.
You know where it is. So then it will be like super easy for you. So we have these statements and I'm gonna read them to you and you will like flip the card that you have. Never, if you have done it, you can pop up the card that says I have, and then you can give a little explanation. And it's the same thing with never, with the I have never. So basically, never have I ever wished I focus on another specialization.
No, I think infectious disease is interesting, but I'm very happy being an internist.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's vocation there. So, never have I ever missed practicing medicine in the United States.
No, the medicine has evolved. The practice of medicine in the United States has evolved over the years, and I probably wouldn't know what to do when I got there.
Have you practiced medicine in the United States, doctor?
No, I did all my studies there.
Okay.
But I have never worked after completing my studies there, only in Spain.
Oh, nice, yeah. So, never have I ever wished the patient will stop talking.
No, the more they talk, the more information they give.
Oh, that's nice, actually, yes. So, never have I ever missed work on purpose to take a personal day.
Everybody has a day that they have to be off for a wedding or a funeral.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
So you tell the patient, you ask someone to cover for you. And on the other hand, there are many days that people have that doctors don't have because they're on call on Christmas or other important holidays.
Yeah. So never have I ever skipped my classes to hang out with friends during medical school.
No, all my friends were in medical school with me.
Never have I ever been stumped by a patient's condition.
One doctor cannot know everything about medicine.
That's true.
And that's the time to talk to your doctor about referral to a specialist or getting a second opinion.